Right, hello. It's basically Saturday night, and I know that a lot of people are going to say, what the hell am I doing here on a Saturday night when I could be out? Okay, I could be out. But technically, and this is the truth, that how can I go out when I don't really know many people who live in my area? Well, I do, but they're not available, as I can't text them and say, are we going out? So, I can't do that. But obviously, if there's a certain few people who obviously don't live near me and they live in other places around England and that, I know that if I was actually living near them, we would be out on a Saturday night. But my Saturday has been okay. I mean, I did start the day where I had to go to the job centre. Yes, a Saturday. I had to piss and go to the job centre. How stupid is that? It's never open on Saturday, but they have security guards there who basically let us mugs in, who basically who have interviews to go and see people at the job centre about my review, basically, because I've been signing on now for something like a year. And no, I don't want anybody criticising me because basically you're paying taxes for me. Um, I do look for jobs. I've been doing it for a year. It's not my fault that no one will bloody employ me. Obviously you don't understand. If you're working, you wouldn't understand what it's like to get a job. I mean, it's getting harder in this country, and basically, you think that I would have a job by now. Yeah, some people would, but then they don't understand. I am applying for jobs and I'm doing the best I can. And if the managers or people who obviously interview me and so on do not want to employ me, then what can I do? There you go. But anyway, moving on from that, my day went better because I actually had a hot dog and chips. I went to the fairground. Yippee! Yes, I do absolutely admit I do like going around the fairground when it comes here. It's been here since Tuesday. It's going tonight. It'll be the last night tonight. Although the rides are a little bit expensive. I mean, £2 to go on one ride. Although if you go on a Thursday, the rides are all £1. But yeah, I have to admit, sometimes it is quite expensive to go around the fair. I mean, you can walk around it for nothing. But to buy some of the food is like, my God. I mean, it's £1 for some chips, but you get them in a cone, and they're like, and it's 150 to get bigger portion. But then again, you have to go around and look for what is cheap when it comes to buying hot dogs and so on. I bought a hot dog and it cost me it cost me £2. It did say 2.50 for a big jumbo hot dog. Must have been about something like that. A really big jumbo hot dog. And I didn't go for the one that they barbecue with sausage. I went for the what you call a hot dog, frankfurter in brine, nice big one. The bloke, it did say 2.50 on the price, but the bloke said I'll charge you £2 because I think there was a bit of a hot dog missing. He hadn't noticed it had nestled in somewhere else. Anyway, but basically I absolutely enjoyed that. That was the best part of going around the fair. Soaking up the atmosphere of watching the people on the ride. I don't go and ride, by the way. I'm not a very big fan of fairground rides, but I do love going around the fair. I would love to own a fairground, but it's soaking up the atmosphere, when you go around the fair and I eat a hot dog with lots of ketchup on it. Ah, that make me hungry. And the best thing about also going, but the thing I suppose I like it in a way, but the interesting thing about going around fairs is that every ride has its own sound system. And so you're often walking around the fair and you think, oh, it's good, innit? You've seen all these rides. You go round and you come to a ride. You've got the sound system on. You sing along. You're boogieing along to the music that they play. Whether it's something like example might be celebrate good time. Come on, ba da ba bum bop. It's a celebration. And then before you go to and then you start walking along, you get to the next ride, but it's a different song completely. So the next minute you got you don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me, and then you walk along, and then you get all these different songs. I mean, it's all like old and new songs. You're walking along, and the next minute it's like I predict the riot, and then and then you're like, ah, but you get used to, but you do get to this stage of, you get used to singing along to a song, and you think, I wish I could sing that, you know, but you're walking around and you've got all these different songs that come from all these different areas and that, and before you know it, you know, and you walk around and it's like, and I love it when they have all them hardcore dance records playing. They have like a lot of dance music playing on the old sound system. It's like, I love it, I'm loving it, you know, all that. I need a miracle, I need a miracle. Tucker's Miracle by Fragment, or it'd be something like, touch me in the morning, and I'm out of touch, I'm out of sight. Oh, I just sing along. It's like, oh wow. But watching the ride, I suppose, is fun. But you do get, you do think to yourself, I can't spend all the time going around the fair. But and probably some people say it's better going at night because you soak up more atmosphere at night. Because no one really goes in the afternoon, do they really? And most people go at night, you know, where you got the lights flashing on all the rides and that. But it doesn't matter. But the one thing is, I do like fairgrounds, and I would love to own one. I'd love to be able to think about myself, you know, thinking about, I've got this, like, you know, you imagine if you've got a setup, you know, 30 rides or something. But the difference is that you don't have to necessarily have the same rides at the fairground, because it can change. And the great thing is, you go from town to town, so each town can have different rides, or particularly be a little bit different to the one that you have. Because obviously some fairs, when they come to Peterborough, they actually do go on to other places nearby Peterborough, but they're smaller. So it's one of those things, you know, the smaller the town, the smaller the fairground might be. I'm not saying it's going to be as worse as, because you can still get a really good, you know, like, I'm not saying, I don't know how many rides there are in Peterborough, but there's a fair few. There must be at least a good old 20 odd big rides that you get around Peterborough, like the Oblivion and the Waltzers and the Dodgems, and there's like the Big Wheel and other things that they basically have. You know, the Ghost Train and the House of Fun, all these different rides, and basically the fact is that this fair could go into two. This fair could almost be split sometime soon, where it goes off, you know, because it will go to Whittlesea and it will go to Stamford and various other places around in and around Peterborough, where they might not have all of this choice of what we have. And I guarantee you, it's not going to be too much of a problem to go to someone like Stamford and say that we're cutting it in half. The only thing is that if it does cut in half and go twice, there will be some rides that they have to bring in, like the Waltzers and the Dodgems, because you go to every fairground and they're always there. They're traditional rides, but there's what everybody sometimes wants. I mean, can you imagine going to a fairground and saying there was no Dodgems or Waltzers? There will be them there, you know, there will be them there, but you always get some rides that are just special rides, because you don't get them. You don't get them because what they are is that the ride that I class as something that's not a traditional ride. In that, and some of these rides may not appear at every single fairground, so you could go to somewhere like let's say Stamford, and the people who go around the Stamford Fair will be like, well, it was good, there was the Oblivion and there was this ride and that ride, but you know, I've seen a ride before that I'd like to go on, but it wasn't actually at the fair. Now that might be at some place else where they might think they want to go on the Oblivion, but they haven't got it there. But the different things, sometimes then what happens, the fair might think, right, we're now going to put it together. So you've got like 10 big rides at Stamford Fair, you've got, say, 8 big rides at, say, another place. And then what happens is, they join forces. So again, they join forces to come to Peterborough, and we get the big Peterborough Motor Fair. But there you go. It really is cool to go around the fair and so on. Oh, sorry about that. I just burped. My apologies. But yeah, so yeah. I did used to want to work on a fairground, but that was just when the careers advisor would say to me about, could you really see yourself leaving home? And I said, no, I don't know. So there you go. But anyway, that's enough about my Saturday and my fairground experience going around, and also going on the 2p machines in the arcade, which I love. Anyway, more blogs to follow soon, including a very special one for some old friends. Bye for now.